Hello everyone, I'm Fadi from Lancaster University. I'll be speaking today about projecting storybooks with 3D content using projector phones or portable projectors. Many of you have talked today during the early morning presentations about the advantages that paper have over digital forms or whatever. So I'm not gonna go and repeat that again today. So, but it's important to keep in mind that these importances of having the paper factor whenever we are trying to enhance or augment books with some digital information have been considered by many researchers in the past when they wanted to enhance storybooks with such digital content. So some of them have used actually some of these researchers have used the AR toolkit in order to augment 3D content on storybooks, and that's using like head-mounted displays or like handheld displays like the ones there. Some of them have used feature tracking in order to track the page of the book in order to augment it with 2D graphics. I think this was done in EPFL a couple of years ago. Yeah. Some of them used tactile feedback and sound output in order to augment the interaction with the paper form of the book, like Listen Reader. Others have augmented the books with some sorts of sensors that interact with pens, and that's the commercial product, which is Leapfrog. And another augmented reality, the Little Red. And the Play Anywhere, like a projector where you project things on the table without the need of actually markers. So, but you can augment white pieces of paper with such content. So all of these have taken that part of like having the tangible feature of papers into consideration when they wanted to design their enhancement systems. And this is what we are doing, what I'm proposing in my projector phone system. So what's the story? The story is we have a storybook which has blank white space, needs to be projected and augmented with some sort of information. So as I said, we're using projector phones in order to project the book with some sort of 3D information. So this is a character that will be projected on top of the page as if it's augmented using augmented reality, but instead of seeing it through an intermediate display like a side display monitor or through goggles or head-mounted displays, we see it projected straight away on the page of the paper, and that's really cool. Like, you don't need to carry any of these things, just the projector, and get the things projected straight away, and you can interact with these, as I'm going to explain later. But then I thought having just 3D content which is registered on the page is nice, but what if we drop the 3D content and replace it with anaglyph content? Instead of just having 3D things augmented on the paper, we have anaglyph content, and with the use of 3D glasses, the 3D content, the anaglyph 3D content will become alive and coming out of the page of the paper, and that's really like exciting idea. When I started thinking about this, and I started like playing a little bit to see the possibilities of doing something like that, and the outcome was a little bit acceptable. Hopefully, you will be able to see it later on during the demo presentations, where I'm going to show you how this projector augments some sort of 3D content on the piece of paper, and you can see that it's coming in 3D using the 3D glasses. Now the thing is, this concept of having 3D has become like a norm in the film industry, and you're having it like everywhere. You see like 3D films. So I thought like this could be like an interesting thing to consider in the future when we want to augment paper with some digitized 3D content. So instead of just having normal 3D, we have anaglyph 3D. And I thought I'd just come and present it here and see what people think about it and what potential it has. So the current design or the current implementation uses, as I said, uses iPhone and uses the accelerometer on the iPhone in order to detect the orientation of the phone and accordingly project the appropriate 3D view on the piece of paper. It's not 100% accurate, but it's acceptable at the time being. Later on, we can use the AR system of using homography and using the while detecting the barcodes that are printed on the book pages. We can use homography in order to determine the orientation, and that could work as well. And I use the microvision projector, which is a laser projector with autofocus capabilities, and of course OpenGL in order to render all of the 3D content. So the next step that I foresee the system would have is actually to use the camera on the phone or the wireless camera or whatever in order to detect interaction with the paper. And that could be a potential setup of how the camera would be mounted on top of the projector in order to allow the camera view to look at the same view where the projection is taking place. We haven't implemented that yet, but there are several techniques which we could use in order to detect the marker tracking. One of them could be using the same system that Play Anywhere is using, which is depending on the shadows that are imposed by the light of the projector. Others could be something similar to what the Sixth Sense has used. One of my colleagues is using infrared cameras external infrared cameras in order to detect interaction. But these are like future issues that we could deal with. And as I said, that will enable the 3D the interaction directly with the 3D content that is projected on the page. So you'll be able to see the content. The kid will be able to play with it or maybe transfer it from one page to another page. That's all issues to what kind of interactions, or what kind of scenarios, or what kind of stories the storybook is telling. So yes, that's it, and I'll see you during the demo session to demonstrate all of this and hopefully discuss it further.
Okay.
Thanks.
Quick question now.